back, Tigers, for another season with your favorite band of misfits. My name is Kobe Dio, and joining me today are a couple of quirky analytic nerds and third stringers. So, without further ado, let's introduce to you our benchwarmers. First off, from the Faculty of Arts and Letters, our double mint candy cutie, Mr. Hans Michilko. And of course, second and last but not the least, we have the notorious Jose Oscaris. So without further ado, let's welcome our bench warmers to the table.
Hello, Kobe.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. Thank you for
Thank you for having me.
We are very delighted to be here
I
as
like
well.
your shades, Jose.
Yeah, thank you.
Very sunny outside.
Yeah, all the way from California.
Wow!
Wow. But you're wearing a jacket, so
We
is
have
it
an
hot or is it
American
cold?
over here.
It's cold here in the studio, so yeah, protecting myself.
So there's a lot of hot topics that we're going to be talking about today that's going to be centered around our female athletes. And I think it's very important to start with the juniors division. You know, we know that girls basketball season started for the first time ever in the UAAP. Very big year, a lot of exposure for our girls. And how do you guys feel about it?
Well, you know, Kobe, to give more emphasis on what you said, imagine after 82 seasons of UAAP, or rather 81 seasons, because this is the 82nd, only then did they think of having the girls basketball division, and I'm very much happy for it. In fact, it's a demonstration sport to give market to the basketball field industry of women's.
For me, like what Han said, sa 81 seasons na UAAP, ngayon lang nila naisip to. Which is not bad, but good kasi nagkakaroon na ng revolutionary pagdating sa women's sport. Not only that, ito rin yung pag-asa na mabit na yung streak ng NU na lasting for 3 years.
Right.
Right.
And I think it's also important to emphasize that there's only 4 teams in this tournament. And I think that's because the other schools didn't give much direction to their juniors teams, especially to girls. And actually, if you see the players from UST, Ateneo, LaSalle, and Adamson, the 4 teams that are in this season, their players are actually, some of them, even better than the ones in the seniors division right now, right?
Well, you know, it's actually kind of the juniors to seniors division is kind of a great opportunity for the players to have that transition, to have that seamless transition for them to be able to explore and, you know, try to choose kung saang university sila makakapag-compete or saan sila pupunta when they go to seniors. So it's a really nice chance for the girls specifically to have this kind of basketball type division in the UAAP.
For me naman, it's a make or break league kasi 4 nga lang sila. So dun malalaman if yung school ba na mga hire sa'yo, karapat-dapat ka ba talaga. Ngayon, yung 4 schools na yon, may advantage na sila pagdating sa basketball program. Kasi like, sila lang yung nakaisip nun. Nag-participate sila kahit yung other 4 hindi nag-participate. So, may advantage na agad sila pagdating sa basketball program nila, special sa women's and the girls division.
Right, and we'll get to the basketball program in a little bit, but I want to touch on what you mentioned earlier about this being an avenue for the girls to show their skills and eventually pick a college that they want to go to in the future. Because before, it was all about, we saw you in high school, but it wasn't too much exposure. So the college scouts weren't too keen on like picking them up, but now they have this avenue.
There's a platform.
There's this platform for the juniors division to actually show their skills and hopefully lead them to the pros one day.
Yeah. And you know, not only the men's division kasi yung nag-excel talaga. Generally speaking, you know, last year we have had the Gilas women's they got their gold award against the Thailand, right? So it's actually a chance for all the girls out there who want to pursue basketball. This is a very great opportunity for them to be able to, you know, show everyone that they also can, that women can as well, di ba?
And like what Han said, revolutionary din to pagdating overall sa women's basketball. Like what Han said before, nagkaroon nga tayo ng Gilas Pilipinas na basketball team na girls. Kasi before, it was Perlas Pilipinas.
Right.
Right? But nag-transition, naging Gilas, and then, if I know, magko-compete ata tayo sa FIBA, sa next FIBA, nagaganapin in this our home country.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Perlas is definitely looking into the juniors right now kasi ang dami talagang magagaling eh. Yung skill level nila is really like through the roof, and it's hard to compare to the other players that aren't playing in this league.
Pero you know, Kobe, what's needed for this women basketball industry is to have a different commercial league aside from the UAAP. They need to have that league wherein yung women lang yung maglalaro and
Parang
meron silang
PBA pero puro women.
yeah, puro women lang.
Like
And-
WNBA.
Yeah,
like that.
WNBA. And that's actually what Coach Pat, the head coach of the Gilas Women's, wanted. She wants na meron sanang sponsor, and hopefully magkaroon ng sponsor na makapag-establish sila ng commercial league for the women's basketball.
Well, you know, hopefully that in the future we do get a women's version of the PBA, a WPBA, right?
Yeah.
Right. Well, we'll talk about that and a lot more just after this break. So stick around because the Benchwarmers will be right back. Welcome back to Benchwarmers, and for now, we're going to be talking about the most anticipated volleyball season for this second semester. Now, guys, we have a revamped team, a lot of rookies, very, very young team. But what's like the most exciting part about our Golden Tigresses for this season?
Well, you know, for me, the most exciting part about this year's Golden Tigresses is the coming back of EJ Laure, the former team captain and the former UAAP Season 77 Rookie of the Year. Everyone has been waiting for it. You know, pagka magkasama na sila ni Ea Laure sa loob ng court, for sure, it's gonna be deadly for the for the Golden Tigresses.
Right.
For me, I'm excited for the comeback of the younger Laure, which is Ea Laure. As you can remember, na-injured siya nung last finals. So, now she's hungry for that title na parang inagaw sa kanya. And with addition to her older sister, which is one of the deadliest teams nung junior days nila. So, like, this season is gonna be lit.
Right, for sure. Sabi ka nila, di ba, Twin Towers nga, si Ea at si EJ. And it's exciting to see kasi hindi natin sila nakita last season. We were hoping that EJ would come back from her injury, but she didn't. But I think it was a good year because I think it was a good thing that she didn't come back from last season because we saw Ea shine without her sister there. And now we're gonna see them. Ea, who's coming back from her SEA Games stint and all those pro games in her belt, and then now the return of her older sister, who herself is still a powerful hitter.
Yeah. Well, you know, if we come to think about it, last season was really a tough season for the Golden Tigresses. But despite not winning the gold or being the champion for the volleyball season, they put up a great fight naman. And you know, they have that championship experience, they have that finals experience that they will be bringing coming into this UAAP season 82. And with their new team captain, we have Alina Bicar, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
Right.
Alina
Bicar. Yeah, she is a setter. So, you know, Coach Kung Fu actually told na this is the first time for the Golden Tigresses to be having a setter as their team captain. Kasi last season, we have Cici Rondina, we have EJ Laure, we have Aiza Maizo and whatnot. So this season is an exciting one and an interesting one for sure.
Right.
Like what Han said before, ready na yung Tigers ngayon to recapture and ibalik ang corona sa Espanya. And they have more killer instinct kasi nakarating na sila ng finals. They know they have a chance kasi pinahirapan din nila yung Ateneo. And ang Ateneo, marami nag-graduate na seniors.
Yes.
Right.
Bea De Leon is gone. Madi Madayag is gone. But may mga strong rookies din sila like Roma May Dormal, who is the younger sister of Roma Joy Dormal of the NU Bulldogs. So, natalo din natin yung Ateneo last PBL Collegiate Conference, if you can remember, in the semifinals.
Right.
But we fell short during the finals against the Adamson Lady Falcons. Now, I think the Tigers is gonna come back more stronger and more powerful.
I think star power isn't really the problem for our team because we know like we have the good players on our team, right? I think it's all a matter of them getting together and playing the way Coach Kung Fu has planned it out. And I think what he did, making Alina the team captain, was a great move because he knows that Alina has been with the team longer, and then he didn't just decide to put EJ back in as team captain just because she's back.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, it's actually the 5th playing year of Alina Bicar, if I'm not mistaken. So she really has that experience. She has the finals experience as well, together with Aya Laure. So we could really tell. And as a playmaker, Alina Bicar could definitely serve a very great role as a team captain.
Right.
Yeah, she can serve as a very great role as a team captain, especially to the younger teams. Kung tutuusin, maraming mas bata sa atin. Aimee Hernandez, Martina Raagas, and Baby Loves Barbon, if I'm not mistaken, making her debut to the volleyball
Indoor court, right?
Yeah.
Stepping aside from the beach.
So yun, magkakaroon ng parang role model sila. Magkakaroon sila ng parang someone who they can look up to, na si Alina Bicar as a team captain of the team.
Right. Well, you know, from setters to outside hitters to rookies alike, definitely the Golden Tigresses are stacked and very revamped for this upcoming season. Now, after this break, we'll talk about and remember the legend that is Kobe Bryant. So stay tuned because the Benchwarmers will be right back. Welcome back to the Benchwarmers. Now, as we all know, we recently lost one of the most famous figures in the world of sports, and that is the man himself, the Laker legend, Kobe Bryant. The man whom plenty of Filipinos and others around the world idolized, adored, loved, and even hated, passed away in a shocking manner that none of us could have ever predicted. His sad loss is a reminder to each and every one of us just how precious and fragile life really is. Nevertheless, his memory and legacy will live forever and be with us, and we are all eternally grateful to have witnessed his brilliance on and off the court. Kobe has definitely been an inspiration to a whole generation of athletes and fans to just strive and be the best version of themselves, to always be one step ahead of their opponent. And it's always been a sight for me personally, you know, watching him growing up, seeing him succeed, seeing him fail, seeing all those times that he fell down for injuries, all those times that he got back up and then won championships. But the most inspirational part of Kobe wasn't really his basketball career, and I think even he would agree to that. And everyone knows that he took a lot of pride in being an amazing father. He was a father to then 4 children, and now he's left behind a great family, but he brought one of his strongest daughters with him, and that's one of the toughest things, you know. Leaving this earth, knowing that you left behind a legacy and, most importantly, have a great family.
Well, you know, I think it's kind of a personal topic for you, especially that he is your namesake, right?
Yeah.
So, well, you know, Kobe has been part of, just like what you said, a great generation, and more specifically, he has been part of our childhood. You know, he has continued to inspire and be an inspiration, be a role model, especially to the young basketball players, right? So it's a really sad loss that just happened on Kobe Bryant.
It's a sad loss because personally, Kobe is my first idol in the NBA. Watching him growing up, dunking on people, watching the 81-point game live and his last game live. it's like a loss to me. Kasi parang naalala ko nung elementary, pag yung, yung mga papel, inaano natin yon tinetape, tapos sisigaw tayo ng Kobe.
Yeah.
Sisigaw tayo ng Kobe para sa basurahan, tapos poposte pa tayo, papalo pa tayo ng mga dingding, tapos sisigaw din tayo ng Kobe. So talagang, para sa akin, hindi lang din sa basketball, iniwan niya yung legacy niya, kundi sa work ethic in general. Sa kanya na uso yung Mamba mentality na never rest until the task is ended. But yun nga, continue the task until it's end, then rest.
And you know, even if you weren't a basketball fan, even
Yeah.
if you didn't watch it for the entirety of your life, you knew who Kobe Bryant was.
Yeah.
You've heard of him, you saw him, you know what team he plays for, and that was why I believe that he was one of the biggest models, if not the biggest models, in the world of sport. Because everyone knew who Michael Jordan was, but no one wanted to be like Mike. Oh, I mean, there were like during maybe our dad's eras, but growing up in our generation,
Yeah.
It's Kobe.
everyone wanted to be like Kobe. Everyone wanted to have the mentality. Everyone wanted to have the work ethic.
Yeah.
And he showed all of that, both on and off the court.
Well, you know, despite Kobe's passing away, he still has the legacy that he has had over the years, and of course he has been part of our culture. So you could actually tell that Kobe is still present here in this world with all the lessons, all the Mamba mentality that he has continued to instill in the minds of all the people and of the basketball players, of all those who idolize him. So it's a tough loss, but you know, Kobe is still present here and he's still continuing to inspire other people.
Despite Kobe's loss, he's still in the history of the NBA, scoring the second highest point in the game with 81 points, which is personally, I think, is unbeatable. Tapos yung record niya na 13 threes, ilang years pa yun bago mabit. It take a decade to Steph Curry and Klay Thompson to even tie it and beat it. So, yung legacy niya, nasa NBA na talaga. And yung balita nga na may induct siya sa Hall of Fame, sa Basketball Hall of Fame, it's sad kasi hindi natin marinig yung speech niya na I think will be very inspiring to all of the kids who idolize him growing up and to all the wannabe basketball players in the future.
Well, you know, even though we're not going to be able to hear his speech, he's left behind so many interviews, so
Exactly.
many quotes, and so many dialogues that we can like take inspiration from and use that to build up ourselves every single day, to be the best that we can do every single day. And like you said, Kobe was a legend on the court. We've talked about his legacy and we've talked about the work ethic that he's done, but again, being a father was his greatest accomplishment. He was very proud of it. He never denied it. And that inspired me,
Yeah.
you know, to be one day, not too soon, not too soon, but one day be just as an amazing of a father that he was, and an amazing human being that Kobe Bryant was. And that does it for today's show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to follow USD Tiger TV on all of our social media platforms to get the latest updates on everything USD related. This has been Kobe Diao.
And I am Hans Ko.
And this is Jose Oscaris.
And always remember that the game is best viewed from the sidelines. This has been the Benchwarmers. Bye, guys.